The cool thing about game development too is that it's one of the things that these days you can do like totally on your own. You can literally just like download a few programs and like start putting a game together. So it is really cool.
Just like your professors, we don't know how to use Zoom yet. All right. So, I'm incredibly thrilled with this turnout. Welcome to TigerDev. This is, it's great to finally be back in person. For those who've been here before, you know, we were online for a while. And for those who've never been here before, I guess you picked a good time to join. So I'm Ezra Hill. I'm the current sitting club president, and these are this is Logan.
Yes, I'm Logan. I'm the TigerDev secretary. I'm in charge of communications mostly.
I'm Harper. I'm the TigerDev vice president. I do whatever Ezra doesn't do.
It's a lot of things. So Christian Chapman is our treasurer, and he's on the Zoom call. So the people who are listening via Zoom, you got someone in the stands with you, I suppose. So, yeah, wait, let's see. That's nice of him. Okay, so without further ado, we're going to get a little bit into some of the things that we have upcoming in the very near future. For those who are trying to plan out months ahead or anything like that, our calendar is on the website. So you can see a lot of information there. You don't need to take notes or anything. The most immediate thing is we're going to be doing our project pitches next Monday. And we'll go a little bit more in depth about what that entails in a second. But you know, that's coming up quick. So if you have a project in mind, don't forget that date. Similarly, so for Labor Day, right? That is the holiday, not Memorial Day. I get those mixed up. The Monday that we have off on September 6th, undetermined holiday. We're going to have an optional social meeting that day where you know, we can, anyone who's interested, I think you mentioned getting food.
Yeah, I think what we're probably going to do is next meeting towards the end, we'll probably take a quick like head count of people who want to go to that, and then probably like take a vote of where people want to go grab food. And that'll probably be it. Maybe people can like play games after or something.
Unofficial Smash Bros. Tournament?
Yeah, unofficial Smash Bros. Tournament maybe. We'll see how it goes.
But you guys would not be missing any content, of course. We can't expect people to be here given the school holiday, so you know, make sure to enjoy that 3-day weekend. We have a guest developer talk anticipated on September 13th. The reason why we can't tell you who it is yet is because we are still in the process of finalizing that. I do not want to get anyone's hopes up. That being said, we will almost certainly have a guest developer talk then, and I'll be sure to update you guys if anything changes there. Similarly, we're going to have an alumni speaker coming up on the 20th, and we'll fill you guys in with specifically who that is, but we're really happy to have a lot of alumni in a lot of different really cool places. So if you're looking for information about the game industry, both of those talks are going to be really exciting. And of course, the first semester project update is going to be September 27th, which is a lot closer than it seems. But whether or not you're participating in a semester project, that'll be really cool to check out. So you get to see all the progress everyone has been making on their respective games. Similarly, if any of you guys are interested, we still do not have a historian. You may have noticed when we were doing our introduction. So that is someone who manages our social media chair. And we will be doing elections for that pretty soon in the near future. If that sounds like something that's up your alley, please consider hitting us up because we don't have one of those right now, and it'd be really cool to have one. We don't know what we're doing. But of course, let's get into the meat of it. So our semester projects are kind of the bread and butter of TigerDev. Anyone who's interested will have the opportunity to pitch an idea for a game. And if you're interested in leading a team of your fellow developers, this is your opportunity. Similarly, if you don't have an idea or you just want to check out what other people have and contribute in a game in any way that you'd like, you'll be able to see all of the project pitches next Monday and decide which team you want to join. The part that consists of having 3 development updates throughout the semester. where we'll all be able to see all the progress everyone's making. Of course, the actual time that you're developing and working on these projects is just whatever your team decides to schedule outside of club meeting hours. So projects can go a bunch of different ways. Teams always decide to shake things up and do it however they'd like. But in general, that typically what people try to do for these development updates is they either try to get a lot of things done with different sprints, incrementing gradually on the game, or they set out for the semester with the goal of creating a vertical slice, referring to trying to create like a small scale version of the final project. You may be familiar with this from like E3, where developers will show off a game and then say nothing about it for 6 years and then finally finish the game later. Both of those approaches are equally valid. You can talk to your team about what you want that to be like. But if you're interested in leading a project, please email TigerDev here. We can send this out. I think it's already in the announcements channel. But all we need is, of course, the name of what your name, the name of what the game is going to be, a little bit of information about it, and then also what you're expecting in terms of team size and composition. It's a good idea to have a backup plan if, say, you're anticipating having like 6 programmers and you have 2. You may want to keep that in mind. That being said, we also have something a little bit different this semester in terms of available project pitches. So Torch Technologies has been very, very nice to potentially lend us some very exciting hardware. If anyone is interested in the idea of working with an augmented reality headset, they've talked to us about potentially offering a HoloLens 2 headset specifically for development. That semester project would probably be a little bit different because I think they have expectations of working closely with that team, given that that is a very, very nice, very cutting edge, very expensive piece of hardware. But please talk to us after the meeting if that sounds like something that interests you and potentially making a game. If you haven't seen the HoloLens 2, it's very cool. You can do interaction with hand gestures. You can put holograms on the walls. It's really, really unique. So hopefully that sounds like the kind of challenge that someone would be interested in. So the other big thing.
Questions first.
Oh, of course. Do you guys have any questions about project pitches or anything like that?
What if we don't have a title yet?
That is perfectly fine. You can come up with something, or you can just call it like Untitled Game Number 1. Really, all we need is just something to like log it as, and so that we know like what game we're talking about when we're talking about something. Yeah, you.
So I'm one of those people who start projects and never finish on his own time.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to pitch them with similar to what he asked. I sort of don't have a title or any kind of specific plan on what I look for in people who want to participate. It's more like anybody who wants to join in.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Honestly, most of the time, that's the like personnel requirement is like whoever wants to.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you don't really have to have like specific plans about like people and things like that, as long as you just have enough information in your head to like be like, this is what I want to get done by the end of the semester, and here are some realistic goals of like incremental ways to do it. That's really the only thing we need from you.
Any other questions? We always get a lot of projects that are like project blank, so no one can. You usually find the name after a little bit further in development. But the next thing, so you guys may have seen the announcement we sent out a while back. We have gotten a ton of nominations for Game of the Semester. We previously used to do a Game of the Month, but that was a little bit difficult, especially with all the classes and stuff. It's pretty hard to really, sink your teeth into a game in that time frame, and we didn't really have time to really talk about it. So this semester we're going to be doing one. You have to pick one game of the semester. And that is, towards the end of the semester, we'll have a meeting where we can discuss design decisions, maybe desperately try and get in contact with some developers, all that fun stuff. Without further ado, so I have a brief little blurb for each of the games, because some of these I've never heard of before, and I don't want to vote on a game I've never heard about. So the first one we had nominated was Splitgate, as the eye-catching pictures may imply. It's been described as basically Halo or Quake with portals. It's a fast-paced arena multiplayer shooter. Similarly, we have Hollow Knight, which I imagine a lot of you probably heard of at this point. But this is an exploration-based platforming Metroidvania game. The filled with bugs is a joke because the characters are bugs. It's actually a very polished game. I've never actually heard of this one, but we had One Finger Death Punch, which seems to me, I heard it described in the always trustworthy Steam comments as almost like a single-player fighting game. It's like a fast-paced, very simple button scheme, whatever this is. We also have is one of my all-time favorite games, at least in terms of conceptual idea. It is a simple block puzzler where whenever you move, like if the blocks say Baba is you and you push the letters is out of the way, then you are no longer Baba, so you can't move. That would be a fail state. Any words and blocks that you move around become the rules for the level, and so it'll make your head hurt. It's a very, very unique puzzle game. We also have Into the Breach, which is a roguelike micro-tactics game, kind of like something like Fire Emblem Heroes or countless other mobile games. It's a simple tactics game, but it's very tight gameplay. It was made by the creators of Faster Than Light. It's a really cool strategy game. We also have The Outer Wilds. This is a mystery game set in a small open world where you travel around a solar system that resets every 22 minutes, attempting to uncover what is going on. We also have Project Wingman, which is an arcade-style combat action flying game. It seems to me, from the gameplay I saw, kind of like a vastly more realistic, like Star Fox or something like that. If you nominated these games, you can interrupt me and say what they actually are.
It's like Ace Combat, more like it was made by people who were directly inspired by and fans of Ace Combat. So if you played those games, it's like that.
And if you guys on Zoom couldn't hear that, he was comparing it to Ace Combat, kind of a spiritual successor.
Yeah, I think so.
We also have Deep Rock Galactic, a co-op dwarf first-person shooter. To my knowledge, I haven't actually played it yet, but you go on missions with your friends and you're exploring and accomplishing these goals in these environments. And it's procedurally generated and fully destructible, so also a gorgeous, gorgeous game. We have Inside by the creators of Limbo. It is a dark puzzle narrative platformer. Got a lot of recognition and praise for its unique art style and kind of just how creepy it is. We also have Boyfriend Dungeon. I may or may not have nominated this one. It's a roguelike genre fusion, and it's half dating sim, half roguelike, where the weapons come to life and you can date them. We also have Hades, which is another action roguelike, but you can't date your weapons. And it is about escaping the underworld as the son of Hades and befriending Greek gods and goddesses along the way. I assume a lot of you have probably also heard of this one. Got a lot of attention this year. But we have to take, everyone has to vote. So now that you've seen all the games, and we have a lot, we will, I guess, go through them one at a time and tally up hand raises.
Wait, how many can we vote for?
You can vote for one game. So if I need, I'll like finger through them again so you guys can see what they all are. Yes, and Zoom people, you can vote too, but please only vote for one.
Well, I'm going to conspire because, what are you voting for?
I have no idea. For Owl.
Just you? Okay. 2 or 3.
Yes.
Twitch chat is wild.
Someone's ready for that.
All right, any votes for Hollow Knight?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I think I got it.
7, 8. Some of us also count.
I watched so many like analysis videos. Really, a lot of these games, but Hollow Knight is just so many things.
9 for Hollow Knight.
So I'm not gonna nerd out on you, but it is really good. This one's really fun too.
Any votes for One Finger Death Punch?
Unfortunately, I can only vote for
One vote for one vote. That's very fitting.
Oh yeah.
Any votes for Bob? Okay, actually I do, because it was nominated, I will take votes for Among Us. You guys are great. I appreciate it.
Kansas City too.
Any votes for Baba is
He's got a lot of social stuff that is weird.
Yeah.
I can't believe you got 0 votes.
I mean, I like it.
This is a really fun indie popularity contest.
Maybe, I'm not sure. I'm not working.
And is a really good one too.
I'm not into music.
Any votes for Into the Breach?
It's a really good game.
Man. It was free on Epic.
I would have voted for that. It would have been good.
Oh, we got 1. Christian Chapman. I'm saving my vote. Christian Chapman. 2. We have 2 votes. 3. I'm voting
Those
for
are
Into the Breach.
tactics games.
I nominated it,
everybody. They're really neat.
4? Oh, the underdog hero is not going to win.
Oh, yeah.
Any votes for the Outer Wilds?
1.
Can I change my 1, 2? No, you cannot change your vote. I'm so sorry. 1, 2. You should though. 4, 5, 6.
This game is one of those games that I think is really interesting, but I actually don't want to play it.
It looks cool.
It's really fun.
It's like, you can't.
Any votes for Project Wingman? 1, 2, 3.
It looks like it'd be fun, and like the solving the mystery, like it does look interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those games where you know what might be the case. I watched.
Any votes for Deep Rock Galactic?
Might as well, you know. Mario on this game.
I watched like a 50-minute analysis video on it.
Any votes for Inside?
Yeah, that game. I have seen some gameplay of it. Oh, like it.
Any votes for Boyfriend Dungeon?
Okay, let's see.
Say here's without or here's
Hades is also a really good
Hey,
game.
Andrew, which one were you voting One vote for Boyfriend Dungeon.
We should all get 2 votes.
Really good game.
Someone's on it.
Any votes for Hades? 1, 2.
2-9.
Oh, it says 2 participants. So it has to be
I've actually never played it, but I've just watched it play a tremendous amount.
What?
Hollow Knight. Yeah, I've never played myself.
Yeah, that's
Honestly,
really interesting. Okay, so
yeah, Hollow Knight is.
congratulations. Without further ado, a game of the semester, it will be Hollow Knight. So please acquire, throw Team Cherry some money and acquire Hollow Knight and play through it by the end of the semester. We may have some like thresholds and stuff along the way that we encourage for the sake of people playing the game, but you're more than welcome to play it at your own pace. And if you're nominated a game and you're sad that it didn't win, then by all means, you know, you can nominate it for next semester because there's no end to the amount of amazing indie games. All 12 of these were, well, okay, like 10 of these were really, really good. Anyway, do we have any other last minute announcements?
Story.
We're gonna cover social media next time. Yes. Project that you should be.
Actually, no,
Right. So thank you all for coming out. Definitely get your project pitches in. That's going to be when things really kick off. If anyone has any questions of any kind about anything, please, you're more than welcome to ask. Yeah, okay, no questions.
Yeah, please make sure you get, I don't know if we already talked about this, but please get those project pitches in as soon as possible, because we do need to schedule an interview with you before Monday. So the sooner you guys send those in, the easier that's gonna be for everybody.
Yes.
Are you gonna post the dates in the Discord?
Yes, those are on the calendar, but we can send a link to the calendar on the Discord. Yes.
What is the historian responsible for?
The historian is responsible for helping maintain our beautiful, beautiful website, running our social media, Instagram, and I think we may have a Twitter. You can tell.
It has 12 followers.
Okay.
That's why you need a historian.
And anything else? That's pretty much it. So yeah, if historian is something that interests you, we are going to be holding elections for that, probably the first meeting back after the social meeting.
Okay.
Unless you want to do it next week.
I don't care.
Actually, do have a question.
Yes, what is your
Go
question?
ahead.
All right, I'm not sure if y'all can hear me at all.
We can.
Okay, all right. Are there any other contact methods besides Discord? Because no offense, but I know what Discord's track with security is, and I'm not giving them my phone number. I'm sorry. I'm just not going to do that.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't.
I will send out weekly emails that include the content of the meeting as well as meeting locations and things like that.
All right, that's good.
You can also, if you have like any actual questions, you can always email that auTigerDev@gmail.com, and somebody will get back to you probably within at least a day. The response time will not be as good as it is on Discord, obviously, but we will.
Okay.
Yeah, by all means, joining the Discord is not a requirement, but it would either through the email or the Discord, you can get all of the announcements. So, make sure that you're signed up for one of those two so that you know what things are going on.
All right.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
All right, thank you guys all for coming out, and we hope to see a lot of really exciting project pitches next week.
Probably.